Quote, the damage could be huge. Let's talk about it. So banks around the world are crumbling. They are going downhill, okay? All this funny money, all this credit at super low interest rates, some places at negative interest rates being given out, what's causing this, okay? And somebody's got to pay the piper, and now the banks are having huge problems, huge issues, and could face insolvency issues as well. So this is happening in China and America simultaneously. It's worse in China right now. They are having extreme problems, but it's also happening here. And once it gets bad in China, it's gonna affect us too, because China is the second biggest economy in the world. So this article here, it says, quote, the damage could be huge. Chinese banks tumble, swept up in mortgage non-payment scandal as borrowers revolt. Okay, that all sounds bad to me. Every single thing said there sounds terrible. And JP Morgan Chase Bank in America is also having huge issues. Let's dive into this article really quick. So this is what the article says. On Friday, shares of China's banks extended their slide to a 2-year low amid fears widespread mortgage non-payments would spark contagion within the banking sector. Even after the local banking and insurance regulator said it will maintain continuity and stability of financing policies for the real estate sector. So this graph here shows, this graph's out of Bloomberg, the dive that it's taking. This is also on top of Chinese banks denying depositors and people trying to get withdrawals out of their account, denying them services, denying them cash, denying them withdrawals for some people's life savings. I believe there was hundreds of millions of dollars tied up in this one bank alone that people wanted back, because people were realizing, hey, wait, this guy can't get his money back, this guy can't either, this guy can't get his money, I want my money back too, what's happening? So people start panicking, okay? And this is happening in China, and if China goes down, we are definitely going down with them. Our economies and our financial sectors are completely intertwined and interdependent on each other. And even in the US, banks are starting to fall. They're starting to fail. They're starting to take the hit. JP Morgan Chase earnings fell 28%. 28%, that's a lot. It's almost a third. After building reserves for bad loans, the bank has suspended buybacks as well. So no more stock buybacks. These are all huge warning signs, huge red flags. And just a couple months ago, regulators were warning that Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, all these huge banks would have to stop their stock buybacks and suspend them, because the future does not look good for them. And then now when the numbers come out, earnings fell 28%. 28%. And this is happening because their bad loan reserves are building up. Just in the second quarter alone, it says their reserves for bad loans increased by 428 million. That's a lot in one single quarter. That's a lot. And it shows that people are not able to pay back. Just like this Chinese threat here, they were saying, oh, there's mass threats of people not paying their mortgages back. This is happening here too, slowly but surely. All right, everything that's going to happen in America is going to be a slow motion collapse until, honestly, the last minute. And check out this article. Chinese regulators vow guidance to help address mortgage default risk. Tougher regulation urged to clog loophole. So they are warning there's going to be a massive mortgage default risk. This is looking like a 2008, 2007 scenario all over again. But back then we didn't have these supply chain issues. We didn't have 10% inflation. We didn't have an energy crisis. We didn't have $5 a gallon gas. All right. When we had a recession back then, prices went down. Everything collapsed. Gas prices went down. Commodity prices went down. Inflation went down. That's what normally happens in a recession. But this is stagflation. This is where there's no growth, but there's still inflation. There's still not enough goods being produced. So prices are still going up. People still need these goods, and prices still go up even though we're stagnant. We're not growing at all. So if you saw my video the other day, hopefully you got at least a little bit of cash out. Just a little bit, you know, just to have a little bit on hand. And don't have any big bills, just have small bills. You don't want to be flashing any cash in a SHTF scenario. So don't have any big bills, just have little bills, and, you know, have a decent amount, but have small amounts that you can bring with you to pay for stuff and to show people, like, you know, I got 10 bucks, I got 20, whatever. You don't want to be walking around with 50s or 100s or big stacks of cash on you. That's just gonna make you a target. And if you show that to people too, you have like, oh, I need change for 100 or 50. You know, try to stick to anything under 20s. That's what people are used to now, is just having $20 bills. That's all you can get at the ATM is 20s. So try to stick to under 20s, you know, and just have some cash on you. And, you know, that can just be your little emergency fund too. It can just be your, you know, you have that tucked away and you're not going to spend that. That's for prepping and, you know, maybe an emergency. If something really happened, that's what prepping is for emergencies. So maybe your car breaks down. You could just use that money too. We cannot trust these banks. We've seen people deplatformed, debanked, had their savings taken away. We've seen crazy things happen with banks. So make sure you're at least prepared. And if the power goes out, there's an EMP, there's a nuclear strike, anything like that, then your bank's not going to work. Everything's electronic. It's potentially at risk of being wiped out in a situation like that. There's hacking, banks have been targeted. So, you know, banks are not safe. They're not as safe as they seem. They are probably the safest option that you have, but they're still not as safe as they seem. So hit that thumbs up, guys. Hit the like, hit the sub, hit the comments, hit that bell too, to make sure you guys see every video, because it probably won't pop up in your thing, you know, in your feed or whatever, your home feed. So make sure you hit the bell. And I'm super grateful for you guys watching. Thank you so much. I'm always going to put out these videos for you guys, and we're going to try to get out even more for you guys on YouTube. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have a big, blessed, beautiful day. And I freaking love you guys. I love my audience. I love the support. I love the comments. I love reading them. And I'm super grateful. And thank you guys. Have a blessed day.